Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you. My name is Muhammad Iqmal Osman and I'm going to present on PGP or Pretty Good Privacy for my tutorial 2 presentation. What is PGP encryption and how does it works? Well, let us start with the introduction of PGP. What is PGP? PGP stands for Pretty Good Privacy. It's an encryption system used for both sending encrypted emails and encryption sensitive files. Since its invention in 1991 by Phil Zimmermann, PGP has become the de facto standard for email security. Its popularity is based on for two reasons. Since its invention, two reasons. PGP was originally available as a freeware, so spread rapidly among users who wanted an extra level of security for their email messages. PGP uses both symmetric encryption and public key encryption. It allows users who have never met in person or physical to send encrypted message to each other without exchanging their private encryption keys. This means that the user will only need to send their public encryption keys for the sender to encrypt the emails or the files. Hence, it increased the security between the emails, exchanging of the emails. PGP shares some features with other encryption systems. You may have heard the like of Kerberos encryption, which is used to authenticate network user, and then SSL encryption, which is used to secure website. At a basic level, PGP encryption uses a combination of two encryption, symmetric keys encryption and public key encryption. So based on our diagram as shown in the screen, the user A in red wanted to send an email to the user B. So the private email. So user B will have to generate a public key and a private key. The user B keeps the private key that is in black color and then send back the public key, which is pointed in the blue arrow, to the user A. User A encrypt the message using the public key, and user A send the private encryption messages using the email, and when it's received by the user B, we'll just decrypt the message using the private key. You can see how simple it is and how secure it is. PGP encryption first it sends and receives encrypted emails, as we just mentioned in our diagram, verifying the ID and encrypted message sender. Encryption files, it encrypts file stores in the clouds. So, as mentioned just now, the main reason for PGP is for encryption. So mainly it was used by activists, journalists, and other people who have to deal with sensitive information. Is for verifying the ID. PGP uses the digital signature verification. It can be used in the email verification. If a journalist is unsure about the identity of the person who's sending the message, for instance, they can use the digital signature alongside PGP to verify this. And then, as mentioned just now, PGP, one of its main uses is for encrypting sensitive files, so they can use the RSA algorithm and essentially is essentially unbreakable, and PGP offers a highly secure way of encrypting these files. So seems that PGP is very good, but there's a pro and cons to this. So as I mentioned just now, PGP is quite popular among journalists, activists, and people who likes to send in sensitive files. So in regards, it's the best way of improving cloud security. In short, it is essentially impossible for anyone to to hack the PGP encryption. And then it's secure, and then it's open, it's free to use, and as I mentioned just now, it's a very practically improve the security, as it's very hard to hack the files. So what is the disadvantages or con of PGP? Well, one of it is that it is not user friendly. The exchange of it requires a software to be used, and then but PGP add a significant extra work of time on your usage when you want to use it, as the user needs to be aware of how it works in case there's a security issues in it. Installing the software would require some technical knowledge and how to use it. And then, as I mentioned just now, it's not user friendly. It requires the software to do the encryption, and then there's no anonymity. Meaning, even though the user A just now send the message to user B, and then the hacker managed to listen to the network, he will know that user A have sent a message or email or document to user B. So there's no anonymity for it. So in summary, so PGP, the original author is Philip Zimmermann. The developer was Symantec, and initially released, as mentioned just now in our introduction, in 1991, 31 years ago. It was stable release it was in 16 April 2018, 4 years ago. Written in C, operating system you can use Linux, Mac OS or Windows. It is a multi-platform, and as mentioned just now, it is used for encryption, emails, digital signature, verifications, and sensitive encrypting sensitive files. With that, I would like to conclude my presentation on PGP. Thank you.